All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Take On Sports Podcast live. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get the boys in. NBA jam-packed today. It's nothing but NBA talk.
Thunder up.
Cast the NFL aside for a week, and
Whoa.
let's get after it with the NBA.
Nothing happened in the NFL this week?
I mean, Dolphins signed Isaiah Wynn.
That's a big move.
He's going to compete
over the top.
He's going to compete for the right tackle spot, or he's going to stay behind Armstead because Armstead, misses 1 or 2 games a year. So, but Isaiah Wynn also injury guy. So
yeah, he absolutely stinks. I just want to say though, before we move on, Dalvin Cook to Miami.
You've been trying to speak that into existence for a better part of like 3 months now.
The Minnesota Vikings social media, he is no longer on their background of, I think it was Instagram and other social media sites, is now Alexander Mattinson. So it's happening. He wants to come to Miami. They couldn't. Chris Greer didn't pull the trigger on the trade because he's like, y'all, we're just going to sign this guy. Yep. Sorry, Raheem. Sorry, Jeff Wilson. I know you guys were on the schedule release video, but Dalvin Cook to Miami, no big deal.
Washed.
It's like running back. It was like top 5 fantasy running back last year.
Yeah.
Washed. Lost me to the elimination league.
That does imply he is washed. I will say, if you lose in fantasy football due to a guy in the last week, see ya.
Well, that was Seth. Bad decision making. I told him not to start Dalvin Cook. Actually,
yeah, I think Dalvin Cook went off. It was somebody else that screwed me.
Probably
a kicker.
It was probably because Katie was a stooge and let people get loaded up with the great people like right away. This gives away Justin Jefferson and all those guys. Was that Katie that had Justin Jefferson?
No, I mean not at the first. She lost. She had him. She lost because. Lamar Jackson. She lost, and she lost by like 4 points. Also, and Lamar had like 1. He went out. That's the game he went out. So that's. I mean,
she hates on Lamar all year for the past 2 years that I've known of, and then in fantasy football, she's like, "Give him to me."
Well, I may have had
hashtag fake hater. Oh, Barrett with the phone
influence. Yeah, he had the influence.
Just go ahead and say it, Barrett. You basically play.
I did not. What happened was Tua went down. She had Lamar Jackson for a week, or it was a hit. I don't know. Tua was out, so get Lamar Jackson. He's fine, right? Tua comes back. That's why she was mad, because she and it was kind of on her because she didn't know, but that's on her not to drop Lamar and add Tua back. She didn't do that. She wasn't paying attention. You just leave Lamar there. And what happens? He gets injured in the first couple of plays and ends her season. But yeah, her team, if she would have won that, probably would have at least made it to the top 3. So it happens.
Well, let's move on to the NBA Draft Lottery, right? Thank God the Spurs got the number 1 overall pick.
Who did you not want to get it?
Anybody but fucking Charlotte, Detroit, or Houston.
What's wrong with Charlotte?
You can't. I think this. If you are in tank mode where you are considered for a top 5 pick year after year after year, you should have 2 years before your pick is automatically kicked back out of the top 5.
There should be tanking rules, but Charlotte would have been pretty good. I mean, LaMelo and Victor Wembanyama, like, come
Charlotte's
on.
a great town. It's a great city.
That team would be good, but it's like, come on, Charlotte. Get it together. Come on, Houston. Get it together. Come on, Detroit. Get it together. Orlando. Get it together.
So,
Detroit, Orlando, and Houston got what they deserved with that draft lottery.
San Antonio sucks for like 2 years. They get number one. Their last 2 number 1 picks. Little quiz, Vance. Go ahead.
Who was it,
I'm going to say the Admiral and Tim Duncan.
Actually, yes, you're all right. Good job.
So, Vance saw the commercial.
I didn't see a commercial, but I did see them talking about that on ESPN today because the whole opening segment today was, Victor Wembanyama. Well, I got some news flashes for you guys about Victor Wembanyama. At 7'4", 230, right? He's a scrawny dude at 230, but he's 7'4", so I get it, right? Big, tall handles like Kevin Durant. Dude can shoot lights out. Have you seen his hand around a basketball? It's like me holding a baseball almost. It's kind of freaking wicked to see. But name a guy 7'3" and above that has played in the league for a long time and been effective in the league for a long time.
Shaquille O'Neal.
He's 7'2".
Boban Marjanovic.
You said 7 what and above? I thought you said
7'3" and above.
Oh,
I think Shaq technically qualifies at 7'2", but I think he's 7'1".
Yao Ming.
Boban, I said effective. Somebody who can go in that's like, this is my franchise guy. Name a franchise guy.
Yao Ming.
7'3" and above.
Yao Ming.
How many years did Yao play in the league?
About 2. No.
Yeah, not enough.
He played more than 2. He played more than 2.
Not enough to make a difference.
I mean, Yao Ming actually did make a difference, fans. I don't know what his stats were, but
he just got. He was 2.
The Rockets won championships with Yao Ming.
They were effective.
They won championships.
You said effective. You didn't say we're like one shit.
But Yao Ming was not effective for a long time. Yao Ming's prime was legit 6 years. That was it. If we get 6 years out of Victor from draft to 6 years down the road, that's a bust. That's an automatic bust. This dude is the highest praised prospect since LeBron James. And people are saying he's even bigger high praise, which I don't think so, because this dude wasn't gracing the front of magazines at the age of 13 the way LeBron James was.
I'll give you a catalyst 14 that's 7'3" and taller. The legend, Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
No.
He went to the finals, Vance.
We're not count. He got carried to the finals.
Whoa!
That
you
dude
were saying made to the finals.
That dude hopped in LeBron's backpack and took a ride.
What about the OG?
The whole roster took a ride. Let's not act like anybody on that roster was solid here.
You're right, though. You have a point. I'm looking at all these 7'3" and aboves, and
there's not one that can say I played 10 plus years in the league and was one of the most dominant players in the league during that span of time. The way Victor Wembanyama is being cast, and there's health issues. All those guys that are 7'3" and above have had health issues that have impacted their play. Is Wembanyama going to be available for at least 60 games a year? That's what we can hope. That's what the Spurs are kind of banking on, I think. He hasn't had any injuries yet, but it's the NBA. It's a different game than EuroLeague.
Yeah, I guess what Sean Bradley had the most success.
That's who I compare him to all the time.
2005.
That's who I compare him to all the time.
1996.
If you're the Spurs,
but Sean Bradley wasn't really like a shooter though.
If you're the Spurs, you can't really not take the chance on Wembanyama. But all I'm saying is history tells us he's not going to play 10 years in the league, a healthy 10 years. History, he could be an anomaly. He very well could be. And I don't hope anything bad against him. But history tells us he will not last 10 years in the NBA.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
But, what do you guys think? Seth, what do you think about Victor Wembanyama? Is this dude as generational as people are saying?
I don't think so. I think he's got the handles, he can shoot and all this stuff, but longevity issues, obviously, like you've said it. It's one of those things where you're like, wow, this dude's the tallest we've seen that can handle the ball. Yeah, cool. That's great. Do you have to be 7 foot something and be able to handle the ball? No, you're gonna get a swipe from you, I guarantee. KD's probably the one that like made being 7 foot tall and like dribbling like that effective, right? Have you seen anybody since that could ball handle like KD and score like KD before KD? I don't think so. Are you going to see the next KD coming up that's taller? No, I don't think so. I think he's right where he needs to be. KD like is his height, and he revolutionized being able to dribble at that height. And there's not another scorer on the planet like Kevin Durant. I mean, that's just a fact. Wembanyama is not going to come in and be the greatest scorer the NBA has ever seen, regardless of if he steps out to the three-point line, inside mid-range pull-up, which KD loves to back down mid-range pull-up. So that's what everybody's saying. He's going to be like KD. I don't see it. You can shoot, like they're saying his shooting ability is unmatched. Yeah, I can shoot over everybody, but it's like Steph Curry gets wide open and he's 6'3", 6'4". So it's like, yeah, you don't need to be 6'5" to shoot in the NBA. There's plenty of ways to get a shooter open. I don't know. The hype's a little hyped up. I don't think he's been against a whole lot of crazy competition playing overseas. He played in the what is that? The 36ers? Whatever that is. Is that the G League? Did he play in the G? He played in the G League, right?
I think you have to be drafted to be in the G League.
Yeah, he's 19, so as soon as he got out of school, he's been playing.
Well, I don't know. I don't follow Wembanyama, so excuse my ignorance, but I don't know. I don't think it's anything special.
Good assessment. Good assessment.
Yeah. What do you think, Barrett?
I mean, yeah, just like you haven't really seen him. I've seen some highlights and stuff. I mean, seems like he can hold his own there, where he's been playing, but
in certain times,
yeah, and he can definitely shoot. But I'm on the same wagon as Vance here. Those super tall guys. Listen, if he becomes a superstar in a couple years and takes care of his body and brings the Spurs to a championship, I mean, good. But after 6 to 8 years, when like everything's wearing down on him, the big guys are wearing down on him, man. Like, I don't know.
There's videos of him, like there's a 6'2" like guy that's actually like built like big, not like a skinny 6'2" or 7'2". Sorry, I said 6'2", 7'2", like a built 7'2", just bullying Victor. I mean, hell, Kenny Lofton Jr., there's highlights of him bullying Victor down low just because he's small. He's like, he can't face a big body. That's what he's going to face in the NBA. You think Victor Wembanyama, and I know I'm speaking out the ass here because, we have Chet Holmgren, and it's going to be the same situation for us.
We can't hate on Victor too much.
I'm a City fan. It's going to be like, oh, God. I see 76ers coming up, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go. But once again, if you're a Spurs fan, you got to look at it and be like, oh, God. Here comes Joel Embiid. Here comes Jokic. Here comes Giannis. It's like, well, maybe not Giannis because he's not really a back-to-the-basket guy. And well, maybe he is. I don't watch Milwaukee Bucks basketball. But he's going to get back down. He's going to get scored on. Can he grab the board? Yes. Can he lay it in over people? Yeah, but I don't – he's got to gain strength. He's definitely got to gain strength. I think Victor is not – I think he's – I would almost put him in the project pile just because of the way he's not going to be able to probably to defend at a caliber level. Like blocks, yes. Stopping the other bigs, maybe not.
So if you're the Spurs, do you look to trade back to number 2 and let the who got the number 2? The Charlotte Hornets take a chance at Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs get draft capital as well as Brandon Miller from Alabama, freshman, 6'9". The dude can do it all. He's 6'9". He can play the 1 through 5. Very versatile player.
I don't think you can because the hype's too much. If you trade back and Wembanyama goes off year 2, 3, 4, you're the GM that fucked up. You're the team that absolutely missed out. right?
We're seeing that with Phoenix on Luka.
Right.
So I don't think teams are going to be passing on these Euro guys anymore after seeing what Luka turned into, after seeing what some of these other guys have turned. Porzingis, when he first came into the league, he's obviously not that big of a hype anymore, but Porzingis is still very, very good player. I just don't think Euro guys are going to be passed on like they used to be back in the day. Wembanyama's probably going to go number one. If it works out, it works out. It's great. You drafted an absolute prodigy, but if he doesn't, it's just like, man, we just tanked, set our future back another, because we don't have any draft capital. It's not like they traded their players away and got tons of picks. They let them all go.
They did trade DeJounte.
Yeah, they didn't get a ton for him.
I don't know. So, I think. Let's see. If I was a Spurs GM, I've got to come in and I've got to. I mean, you may think, "Oh, this
Greg
is
Popovich
easy."
Is the Spurs GM.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, then he's taking Wembanyama. Like,
well, okay. You think a great coach like Pop, who's been in the NBA longer than all of us have lived, probably, even me. I mean, you don't think he's thinking the same thing a Vance Wilson of prior Oklahoma's thinking? I'm sure he's thinking that. He has every outlet available. Every person telling
somebody has to go to Greg Popovich and be like, "What? Let's look at the history, Greg."
Exactly.
Nobody over 7'3" has lasted 10 years in the league and been dominant.
100% that will go through his mind or come across his table. 100% that's going to come through.
No, because Greg Popovich, if he's the GM and he's coaching for the next couple of years, he's going to see this as a chance.
74. How much longer does he have?
Right. Exactly. But this is also like a he's got to win now, right? I mean, kind of. I mean, he's on his last leg. If he's going to coaching,
and Victor is the type to, if he pans out, he is the perfect pick to win now. Like, I'm not saying he's LeBron, but I mean, LeBron
he's the prodigy of the 2020s.
He immediately came in and made a difference.
Yeah, but I think Zion had more hype.
I think so as well. I was going to say that. I think Zion had more hype. I didn't hear about Victor Wembanyama until last year. I heard about Zion in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
When this dude was dunking on 12-year-olds.
Yeah, Zion had a shit ton of hype.
We didn't know anything about Victor Wembanyama until at least 2 years ago.
We heard about
LeBron. We heard about LeBron his freshman year. He's gracing the magazine of ESPN.
Yeah.
And that Victor Wembanyama has been on the scene 2 years, and now all of a sudden he's the greatest prodigy, the greatest prospect to ever come into the NBA, according to Woj. Like,
I mean, they're not going to pass
hardcore recency bias.
They're not going to pass on him, but imagine the king's ransom they would get, baby.
Oh, if Charlotte really wanted to move up, it would take like the next 6 years of their first round picks and a good player to get move up to number one.
But you just hit the lottery. Like, any way you dig it. I mean, taking a chance on it with Victor or trading out, you just like cash money, right? You tanked 1 year, you did it. Like, if you're going to sit there and be the GM, the owner, how can you sit here and be like, I'll pass on those 5 first-round picks and an all-star for someone that, could play in the league 6 to 10 years? I mean,
they're banking. So the NBA is starting to structure the way the NFL is going to structure. Get a rookie quarterback in there, your franchise guy, and then bring in – Spurs are going to have a lot of cap. Bring in all these guys. There's a lot of players that want to go play for Greg Popovich, I imagine, that are coming up in free agency. I think the Spurs, if they draft Victor Wembanyama, I think they're going to go all in on trades this year.
James Harden?
Don't get James. We saw every reason not to go get James Harden this last playoff series. But it's but also at the same time, if you get James Harden, you have a facilitator. You don't need James to come in and drop 30 a night. You just, hey, we need 9 to 10 assists. Can you get that done? Maybe score 12, 15, right? Turn into CP3 in his back end years.
Okay, right. But this is the thing about the Spurs. They're going to have the cap space. They'll have Victor Wembanyama. They don't have, they have a couple of decent pieces. They don't have another great piece. Can you tell me the starting 5 from last year, Vance?
Couldn't.
I mean, I know because I watch too much basketball. Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson, Branham maybe, Sochan, Collins, Zach Collins. It's like, yeah, you get Victor Wembanyama, but you were a hell of a team away from being competitive. Like, you need 2 or 3 more of them puppies to be competitive because
the Spurs have a max salary spot available.
One player's not going to do it.
Depends who that player is.
I mean, I guess if you went and got Luka, then maybe, yeah.
Allegedly on the trade block.
They don't have nothing.
Allegedly. That's going to be a king's ransom. That'll be a king's ransom.
The Spurs, there's no way the Spurs, if they do that, they're dumb. If they picked Victor Wembanyama and then traded like 6 years first to get Luka, it would Pop will retire at the end of this year. I guarantee you that.
They'd be a playoff team immediately.
No, they wouldn't. The Mavs made a one or two decent runs. Obviously, can't get to the finals because it's all Luka. But then they get Kyrie and Luka, and they're like, well,
Kyrie stinks.
Kyrie is good at
the
basketball.
guy's a phenomenal one-on-one basketball player, but
Kyrie's
a team player, pass on Kyrie 9 out of 10 times.
He's good at basketball.
I'm taking Kyrie that 1 out of 10 times if I'm the Spurs, and that's it. When I have nobody on the roster, say I don't get the number 1 overall pick, I get the number 2. You go get Kyrie, and you just be like, hey, we're just going to ride Kyrie's back for 1 year.
Got to save the universe, Vance?
Easy. All right, let's transition off Wembanyama, and let's talk about the Thunder, who have the number.
We may get back to what we may do. I think, and this is maybe Stu's comment of the year, I think Scoot Henderson makes a bigger impact in the long run than Victor Wembanyama.
I don't know if
a lot of people are saying Scoot's a project.
He sounds good.
He's a taller Russell Westbrook.
Did you see the Blazers intend to trade their number 3 overall pick?
Yes, because they say they want to be competitive. Hey, welcome to reality, Portland. Your team fucking sucks. So, adding fucking Pascal Siakam to the fucking Trailblazers is not going to make you a championship team.
Oh, dude,
once again, it's like you clowns need to realize that just because you're going to add one all-star to your team, it's like whoopity freaking do. Like, most teams have 3 now. It's like to betray. God, Portland's so dumb.
Yeah, Portland's gonna get wild.
I would have traded Damian a long time ago.
Exactly. You could have been stocking up for this year's draft by getting rid of Damian. But
you most likely get Brandon Miller, who is probably a franchise centerpiece.
Yeah, Brandon Miller's very good. He's very good. But we're going to transition to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Should they get aggressive in this year's draft? They only have 1 first rounder and
what?
Yeah, there's only one.
There's
only 1 first round pick this year.
A bunch of top 5 picks and shit.
Next 2024. Next year's when it kicks in.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then the Thunder have pick number 37, 50, and that's it. They have 2 picks this year. Now, the 2 guys they're projected to take, the guy in the second round, which I think he's going to move way up because this dude was absolutely crazy, is Jalen Wilson from Kansas. Dude averaged 20 points per game. He's 6'9". Dude averaged 20 points per game at Kansas with 9 rebounds a game. Like, how is this guy falling in the second round? He was one of their star players.
How did Luka Garza fall?
I'll never tell you, but
it's all off metrics. And those idiot NBA scouts see one bad thing about a guy and they're like, we're not spending the fucking top 10 on that guy. Whenever
if Thunder get Jalen Wilson in the second, oh baby, we're talking another J-Dub, J-Will.
We're talking a Vance Wilson jersey, huh?
Yeah, I'll have a Wilson Thunder jersey. Nice. I think the Thunder. I don't think that guy's going to fall the second round. I think the Thunder have to spend a first rounder to move up to secure him. He'll fall in the late teens, early 20s. I think that dude's going to move up a lot. I think this is a way too early mock draft for me. Looking at it, I don't think this draft is going to go through. And at number 12, they have the Thunder taken Cason Wallace from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Pretty solid player. I have a player that I would like them to take. I think the Thunder should trade up into the top 10.
I know who you're going for.
Do you?
Yeah, it's easy. You're so readable.
Well, you don't know who I'm going for.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, and if I
it's the Tyler Hero replica.
Jordan Hawkins.
Oh no, it's not Jordan Hawkins. Okay, I thought I had you.
I'm going Jordan Hawkins.
Is it a Tyler Hero
UConn?
Replica?
He is a 3-and-D guy, and he's 6'5", but he's versatile. The dude plays amazing defense. He shoots the ball for over 40%. The dude, he's big wingspan, big guy. This guy can guard 1 through 3 easy. I think he'll come off the bench immediately for the Thunder. He's a day one guy.
What's he projected right now?
He's projected to go in the top 10. He's projected to go at 11 to the Magic, which is they're above us. But I think he's going to go up even higher because 3-and-D, as we're seeing in the NBA playoffs, is extremely valuable now.
So
Jordan Hawkins, nice.
Listen,
21 though.
Sam Presti has made a trade since 2019, last 4 drafts. I will answer your question, and I will say yes, they will be aggressive. Maybe they'll move up to take your guy. I'm not big on NBA prospects, but I think he'll trade up.
Let me jump in. If I wanted the Thunder to move up, okay, we don't got to go far, because if the Thunder move up, we need to get to 8 or 9. Because these guys even have a chance to fall. You know, the NBA draft's a little weird. People love their guys. You know, Josh Giddey wasn't supposed to go that high. He did. He turned out to be a pretty solid player. Vance hates him.
I just hate that he doesn't shoot. Man, when Giddey gets going, he gets going.
Let me tell you who we need here. All right. My number one want is Taylor Hendricks out of UCF. Power forward guy, complements the team, good motor, was a scoring machine at UCF. Obviously, it's not Power 5 basketball, but, you know, you don't need to play Power 5 to be amazing in the NBA. Or we go get Grady Dick.
Hey, I was going to go with Grady Dick.
He also shoots 40% from his three-pointers at Kansas. So there you go, Kansas guy. Now, if the last 2 times there's been a shooter, like a pure scorer, come up in the draft, okay, the Thunder have been there, but they have not made it. You know who those guys are? Number 1 out in Phoenix. We're 1 pick away. And Devin Booker. And then Tyler Hero down in Miami. We were there. We were at the table.
Right there.
We were at the table, and they were heading down to us, and they got picked before us. I think Grady Dick has a chance to be one of those guys who's just a natural scorer of the basketball. Play a little defense, maybe not so great on that end, but when you need a bucket, the guy's there. And I think he's a Tyler Hero, Devin Booker type of guy. And it would just so happen that we're 2 picks behind where he's mocked to fucking go, or 3 picks behind. It's like that's how it happens for us. The natural
Taylor
scorers.
Hendricks is right there. Brady Dick's a little further down, isn't he?
It's 9.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Thunder have to move up. I think anything outside of the top 10 is just kind of like a wash this year, minus a handful of guys who are projected to go in the second, like Jalen Wilson from Kansas. But, man, I think anything outside the top 10 is just going to be – it's going to be another Poku draft if we don't get inside the top 10.
Or if you or we just take the swing for the fences for 2 or 3, and you go and grab Alabama dude.
Brandon. Okay, so I like that trade scenario. Let's say Portland wants to trade back. Thunder
you
get
need
aggressive.
to get 2. You need to get 2. You can't trust it.
We would have to get Brandon Miller.
Well, you need 2 because where's
Charlotte want to trade off? They don't. They're going to be there.
They're going to take Brandon Miller.
But there's no way they give up number 2 if that's their guy. Like, Brandon Miller is universally recognized as the second best prospect in the draft.
No,
so it's going to go Wembanyama.
Scoot and Brandon Miller.
Yeah, I'm taking Brandon Miller.
Scoot's the project that could turn into
Scoot's banger bust. Brandon Miller's like a for sure, like probably in 3 years going to be getting you 20, 22, 24 a game.
All-American, plays great defense.
Yes. I think Brandon Miller will secure at number 2. But man, if Portland wants to go trade number 3, what would the Thunder's trade package look like for that?
Listen, I think if you're going to go 3, you don't go 3. You go 4, and then you get the dude out of Houston.
Amon Thompson?
No.
Oh, get a player from him?
What Thunder players would
Jarris Walker?
Oh, Jarris Walker. Okay. Sorry, I saw Houston Rockets and saw their draft pick.
What Thunder players would put Portland over with Damian Lillard? I mean,
maybe allowing somebody to let Damian play off ball because he is getting older. He's like 32, 33, 34, somewhere around that age.
Poku.
An off ball guy would be giddy. We'll have to give up a star for number 3. We'll just put it that way. We'll have to give up a star.
I don't think so. I don't think we have to give up Giddy.
I don't think we were at max. We give up Dort in like 3 picks.
Well, no. You just give up. You compensate the player for all those. You compensate the player for all those picks. But then again, it's like, yeah, the Blazers want to be competitive now. So
if they want to be competitive, they need players. And if they're going to trade off 3 and not go for their future and go for competitive now, they're going to want somebody who can compete now. So I don't think we don't want to give up Giddy, but I think he's the price. If we truly wanted to go future and trade up and get rid of Giddy, which I think Giddy is the future, so I don't think we should do this trade. But to me, the asking price is Giddy.
Oh, Katie would just.
That's why I don't think we should trade up.
That would just be insane.
I just don't. You're the Thunder, like you're like, man, we can get 3, we'll get Scoot or whatever. We don't need a guard.
Let's get Scoot, man.
Where's Scoot gonna play as a point guard?
I don't know, like barely any of these prospects.
I know a lot of people love. He's tall, but he's a point guard. I know a lot of people love. Just keep sliding your guards down. I hate that shit. I hate that. Where if you took another point guard, you'd move SGA to 2, Giddy to 3, J-Dub to 4, and then play some random ass at 5, and you're like, oh, yeah, let's just rock with this. No, you get bullied all the time.
Chet at 5.
Yeah, I guess Chet. He's back, huh? He will be back.
Chet is back as long as he doesn't get hurt in the offseason.
I hate it, though. Like, J-Dub's like 6'7", and he's going to get down there and, bang with the power forwards. Like, that don't work.
But Chet is how tall?
7'1".
I thought he was like 7'3".
Oh, maybe he's 7'2". He's 7'2".
I don't think he's 7'3".
He's not 7'3".
Oh, he's listed at 7'1". He fits
Bang,
under
right there, huh?
He fits under the threshold.
Right
10
there,
years
huh?
of Chet at least. All right. Well, the draft is going to be weird. I think the Thunder need to move into the top 10 to get one of those 3 guys. Two of the guys Seth said, Grady Dick, Taylor Hendricks. One of the guys I said, Jordan Hawkins, who's projected to go 11. Those 3 guys right in front. Thunder at 12. Those 3 guys are 9, 10, 11. Thunder have to squeak in the top 10. We have the capital to do it. I think one of those 3 guys are immediately day 1 players. They come off the bench, immediate with the second unit, and make impact. Taylor Hendricks potentially even starts if we want J-Dub to come off the bench to give us a splash off second.
Who's going to be the steal of the draft? It's going to be Amani Bates. Like, he came in like being like one of the top prospects in the college, and then he went to he had some issues, went to Eastern Michigan or whatever, balled out, and it's like he's just being overlooked, I think. Like, Amani Bates is supposed to come in the league, being the next Kevin Durant, and it's like it's weird that he's not getting hyped up like that anymore.
Where's he projected at?
52.
Oh, jeez. Well,
6'10", average 19.2, 6 boards.
There's a lot of college guys. If you just look at their stats, you're just like, man, this guy's probably going to be good in the NBA. And then they come in the NBA and they don't pan out. And there's guys that average 11 points in college come in and just be absolute bangers in the NBA. It's just NBA drafting is weird. There's always 1, 2, or 3 guys every draft that you're just like, these are the guys. Everybody else is a consolation prize and hope they pan out. The last deep draft where there was 5 guys was the draft Luka was in.
Yeah.
When there was Ayton, who's a good but not great player, Luka, Trey, and like 2 others in front of them. That was the only draft where you're like 1 through 5 is set. But we'll close the chapter on that one. We'll talk about.
Oh, he had 2 felonies.
Oh, well. Put the guns away. We'll come in and we'll do a quick little tidbit on. Do we really want to talk about Ja Morant? Should we?
No, I don't want to talk about Ja Morant.
Okay, yeah, screw Ja Morant. Dude, waved the gun around.
Finals prediction? Finals prediction?
Yeah, little quick comments about Ja Morant's situation. He waved a gun around the first time, right? They didn't like that. What should you not do anymore? Wave the gun around. But at the same exact time, who fucking cares?
True.
He didn't break. Did the nightclub the first time have a no guns on premises sign? Probably. They probably did. Let's not turn a blind eye and act like they didn't. They probably did. Right? What happens when that happens? You receive a fine. You receive something from the police, or you get kicked out of the nightclub. Should you be suspended from the NBA? No. Waving a gun around on Instagram Live, should you be suspended from team activities? And potentially the biggest suspension he's going to face this year is going to be a full season suspension is the max? No. Absolutely. Just come on. He waved a gun around on Instagram Live. He didn't break any laws. Yes, the Grizzlies didn't like it. They can do what they want to do, but it is what it is. Barrett, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You got people of different political affiliations, taking pictures and, with AR-15s and stuff. You got, you can scroll through TikTok at 2 a.m. and probably find some, people just waving around guns on their lives and stuff. And so I don't care. I think it should be kind of non-news. On the other hand, though, I mean, it's right 50-50. Like you said earlier, we were talking about earlier, it's your employer. Your employer's like, hey, don't do that again. Fine, you do it again. Discipline, right? So I think he deserves any discipline he gets from his employer. But I think people are like making a huge deal out of it when it really shouldn't be, because like it's not like he was brandish. It's not like he was going up to people like showing it or whatever. It was just doing it in some car, and his buddy should have known, man.
But also shame on his friend.
Shame on his friend, and like.
But not really. Because
that's his boy. Does his boy need to be on Instagram Live showing, hey, I'm hanging out with Ja Morant? It's like, no, dude, that's your boy. Ja Morant's hanging out with you. That's all you need.
Yeah, but Ja Morant eats that shit up.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Guys are like,
and the guy,
they were the greatest.
Everybody's like, oh, his friend. It's like, it doesn't. But they were literally just jamming in the car, like having a good time. He shows Ja Morant once. He goes back, he's jamming. Shows Ja Morant again. He goes back, he's jamming. He goes the third time. Ja Morant's got a fucking pistol in his hand, and then he's like, oh, shit, and turns it away. It's like, the dude did not expect Ja to whip the pistol out. Like I don't like. Obviously, you can do what you. It's a free country. That John Morant doesn't have like outside of the NBA. Like it's probably frowned upon. But it's like, why do you even pull the pistol out anyway? You don't need to pull it out because you're on. The only reason you pulled it out is because he was on camera.
That does.
Why else do you pull a pistol out?
That's true. I don't know.
I mean, seriously though, he pulled it out because he eats the shit up. Okay,
Yep.
It's a bad decision, but should he be suspended for it? No. Does the Memphis front office need to be like, you're literally our franchise guy. Please quit pulling a gun out on a.
No. Would you accept the suspension? You have to because it's his employer.
Right. The NBA is going to do what they want, and they're going to suspend him for it. And it's literally just making an example because social media goes crazy whenever John Morant gets in trouble for pulling a pistol out and some goofy stuff with it. I think it kind of leaves a bad brand thing for them, maybe. But
oh well, yes. I mean, and that was the other thing I was going to get to. That's the other point of the whole thing is you're in the public spotlight. There are children, there's youth that are looking up to him. He may lose a few youth viewers after this, but you do have some type of image, and no one is perfect, and no one can hold up a squeaky clean image except Tua Tagovailoa. What I'll just say about that.
All right, we'll move on from that. Good little clip there. We'll get the Lakers versus the Nuggets.
That was a great game last night. I watched the whole thing.
You know what's hilarious? Didn't know it played. Didn't know it happened last night.
It's okay. I don't know.
I thought it was tonight, and I thought Miami. I thought Miami was tomorrow. So I'm looking at ESPN today, and I'm just like,
Heat are playing now.
I was like, Heat are playing today. I was like, oh, Lakers and Nuggets probably got pushed another day to kind of work out the schedule. And then I turn on ESPN and all them, and they're just like, Anthony Davis getting bullied by Jokic. And then I was like, fuck. So I went back and watched the highlights. I watched the majority of the game, as you can on NBA.com. Hashtag ad. No, just kidding. But dude, Nikola Jokic went absolutely freaking crazy. The dude went 34 points, 21 rebounds, 14 assists, had a plus minus of plus 11. And it was like, I think it was like plus 18 with Anthony Davis on the floor.
Anthony Davis,
like, let's not get it wrong. Anthony Davis didn't play an awful game in terms of points wise because he did score like 40.
Dude, yeah. And
when you get out rebounded by Nikola Jokic and you're a generational rebounder such as yourself, Anthony Davis,
whoa.
like that cannot happen.
You're putting this on AD. Did you see some of the circus shots the Nuggets were making? Like,
yeah,
like, come on. And like Lakers were down, it's on them. And then you had, listen, I like LeBron and he, but dang, he's just taking those threes at the end of the game trying to play hero. Like,
he has to. His center can't rebound.
You don't need to take those threes just to. They were down by 3, and he took a 3-pointer with like 11 seconds left. I mean, come on, LeBron. Like, you guys just went on a massive run too before that, and I don't know. It's just, but yeah, I mean, listen, circus shots are part of the NBA, but man, there was a couple. It's like you take those 2 circus shots away. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think Anthony Davis has that. See, Jokic can do that almost every game. He's proven to do that. That's his 3rd triple-double of these playoffs. AD, I don't know, man. You see those, I mean, isn't he known for having like a crap, like on and off? So
yeah, he's about to be a stinker game too.
Exactly. So all these people, all these analysts and stuff, all these TV personalities are like, oh, that was great. I think the Lakers are going to take game 2. Oh, Lakers are definitely going to take game 2. AD ain't going to play like that. If he does, they have a good chance. But Austin Reeves was hitting some big shots too. But they got to play fucking defense, man. Holy
Well, here's the thing about that game. Here's the thing about it is the series is going to be weird. You never can predict this shit anymore. Trust my Price Picks account.
True.
But the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic played a flawless game offensively. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't watch a lot of it. I really be honest. I watched the first half. Where I watched the first half, then I was like, screw it. I'm going to sleep. I don't like either teams. But
well, they were getting blown out, so it was okay.
They played almost flawless basketball. The Nuggets did at home, and the game was super close at the end. Like 6 points, maybe 5 points.
Yeah.
Is that a little maybe a little worrisome for the Nuggets because, I mean, you played your back-to-back MVP as of 2 years. Last year and the year before that played a perfect game. Michael Porter Jr. was just like drifting in the corner three and banging them. Jamal Murray was hitting.
That's what Michael Porter does, dude.
Jamal Murray.
That's why I wanted a Thunder when Michael Porter was there at 14 a handful of years ago. Thunder to go all in, man. We didn't have it.
But they played a really great game, and they only won by 6 at home. They could be concerning. They're going to stop Anthony Davis because that dude was kind of getting what he wanted. So.
Oh no, Boston went on a run.
Wow. I think you let Anthony Davis eat, and you stop LeBron and company. If AD gives you 40 and the Lakers only score 105 a game, I'm taking it.
You're right.
If Jokic keeps playing basketball this way, oh my God, dude, they're gonna sweep the Lakers. It's real potential. If the Nuggets play a perfect game like this again and again and again, it's over for the Lakers. And the Lakers, LeBron, obviously they have LeBron. LeBron, if he really wanted to, I believe could go in these playoffs and drop 45 a night. If he really wanted to.
I don't think so.
I truly believe that. Can he do that in the NBA Finals if they match up with the Celtics? Fuck no, because the Celtics are number one defense in the NBA. It's not going to happen. But the Nuggets, Jokic out-rebounding Anthony Davis by 11.
Not good.
Offensive rebounds, 6 for Jokic. 1 for Anthony Davis. Unacceptable. Anthony Davis can score all the points he wants, but if he doesn't step up and get rebounds, what's the fucking point? What's the point? Rebounds is what helps you get in the transition to help other teammates score. If you wanted to be an individual scorer, you basically just throwing Kyrie at center here. Anthony Davis has to do better on rebounds. He cannot allow Jokic and company, because it wasn't just Jokic. Michael Porter Jr. basically canceled out LeBron's rebounds by going 10 with him.
MPJ had a great game, man.
Michael Porter Jr., dude, I'm telling you. I think what I think's hilarious, Aaron Gordon, not a single defensive rebound, 3 offensive rebounds. The Nuggets, offensive rebounding is off the freaking charts. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15 offensive rebounds. That's 15 second chance points. That's insane.
Barry, did you watch all the game?
I did. Well,
what's funny?
I watched
most of it.
Middle of the third to the end.
You know what's funny is I get on Twitter this morning and all the Lakers fan base was just eating it up. That Bruce Brown was flying through the lane, making some circus layups. Like everybody's like, "This is primetime fucking Jordan out here." Come Bruce Brown. Man.
No.
Bruce Brown had got 16 points. Go. It went wild. Jamal Murray. Now listen, Jamal Murray, I think, is going to be the key factor to this series. Nobody can guard Jamal Murray. There ain't a dude on that floor. You ain't lining up. Schroeder's fast enough, but he's not good. He's not good enough defensively to guard Jamal Murray, I don't think. Jamal Murray's a shot creator. The dude can get his own space whenever he wants. D'Angelo Russell damn sure ain't guarding Jamal Murray whenever he wants. He's just not that type of guy. D'Angelo's an offensive guy. He's just not a deep.
His whole 6 points.
Yeah, he's just not a defender.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo was 8. Schroeder was 6. Awful. Austin Reeves with 23, huh? Reeves is going to get a bag.
He was banging down the stretch. He scored like
Reeves is going to get a bag
in the fourth quarter, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Jamal Murray is going to decide this series. If he comes out dropping 30 a night, Lakers are done. Put a fork in them. Call them. They're done. Serve them up.
Nuggets, one of the 6 teams who've never been to an NBA Finals.
Well, it's looking like they'll be there. And then we'll move on to the Celtics versus the Heat, the series we all want to see, the rematch. Celtics currently up 10. That's where everybody's at. Our millions and millions of viewers that normally come in every week are watching that game. But a little thing on this is no Tyler Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal against the Boston team. Against the Knicks, not so much because all they had was Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. They had guys that could match up with
RJ
them.
Barrett.
Hey, yeah.
How did RJ Barrett close out that series?
I have no clue.
Awful. I'll tell you that. Dude didn't even score double digit. He scored 1 field goal that last game. But no Tyler Hero. They're going to have to rely on guys like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus to come out and bang these threes. Duncan Robinson's now. I think Duncan Robinson's really going to be the key to this series. I don't think it's going to be Jimmy Butler. Because we know Bam Adebayo's getting locked down by Al Horford.
Bam Adebayo's.
Because if Embiid's getting locked down by Al Horford, Bam Adebayo's basically going to be obsolete.
Bam Adebayo's 4 for 6 right now, Vance. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, man.
Let's see this. Let's see what's going on over here. 4 for 6, 5 rebounds. Bam holding his own here. Al Horford does have 3 steals. I imagine all 3 of those probably came off Bam Adebayo, who does have 3 turnovers. So.
Oh, man.
Very fitting, huh?
Al Horford probably going to be put. 9 points may be the max of Bam Adebayo's stint tonight. We'll see. Really? But I think Duncan Robinson's going to have to be the guy to come off the bench. He's just going to have to fire up threes because Boston just matches up with Heat so well.
Duncan Robinson 0 for 2 from downtown, Vance.
Right now. It's not looking great. But, which way do you guys see the series going, Barrett? What do you think? You going Heat or Celtics?
Man, I want the Heat to win, but I think Celtics are too talented. Sorry.
Celtics are they're too OP right now. This is the team that we had guys over on Fox saying, we need to blow this roster up. It's not working. Because they lost, because they went 7 games with the 76ers. It wasn't working because they went 7 games in the playoffs. You know who you are, cow turd.
God,
well, hey, the Celtics have yet to beat the Western Conference in the finals, so.
That was Curry's honeymoon run. The Golden State Warriors are done. If the Lakers get in, I think it's an automatic sweep. Celtics just under the rug. But if the Nuggets get in, I think it goes game 7. And the Celtics match up great. Great with the Nuggets.
What team needs it the most when it comes
to the Celtics?
The
Celtics need it the most.
Wow.
The Nuggets. If the Celtics don't get it, they legit might blow up their roster. After going to the finals 2 years in a row, they would be so dumb to blow up their roster. They're there. All they need to do is just have players execute. You don't blow up your roster when you go to the finals 2 years in a row. I don't think.
If Jimmy Butler gets it done, greatest Heat player of all time.
Oh, man.
If Jimmy Butler wins the ring,
yeah.
Yes.
Greatest Heat player of all time. Move over,
because
Dwayne.
Dwayne. D-Wade only got his ring because of Shaq. LeBron only got his ring.
D-Wade carried that finals. What are you talking about? Look that finals up.
Were they an 8 seed?
Yeah, were they an 8 seed? Were they an 8 seed taking out 1 and 2?
They weren't.
And the Knicks at 4, right? Knicks were 4 or 5 seed, 1 of the 2.
They were not an 8 seed, but still.
Oh. So there's no way in your mind if Jimmy Butler gets this done, all the way wins the championship, gets Finals MVP.
I think he's up there.
He's top 2 for sure. It's between D-Wade and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, D Wade has length there, though. I mean, he is. Yes, he went on that stupid stint to like Cleveland or wherever, but
Chicago.
Yeah.
and there. So yeah, whatever. But
Chicago's where D Wade always wanted to play, though.
Butler started on a couple teams too, so Chicago being one of them.
That's where he's drafted.
I mean, yeah, he'll be up there for sure, but I don't think they're going to win anyway. Trust me, I'm rooting for the Heat. Like, fuck Boston teams, dude. But Boston's good. Like you said, they shouldn't blow it up for, but Nuggets have never been. And I think the Lakers already overachieved. I don't really think they need to win.
They need Russell Westbrook.
What?
Lakers need Russell Westbrook.
Oh, maybe.
They need a point guard that can score.
Makes sense.
All because D'Lo can hang out from 25 feet. You're just going to pass on Russ, who can live at the rim.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, all we're saying is Miami Heat gets to the NBA Finals and wins it. Jimmy Butler, top 2 player in Heat franchise, and you have a good case for number 1.
Great case.
Great case. Because D Wade only got 1 ring, and it wasn't even by himself. He got the other 2 from Bron.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's going to earn this thing.
Don't tell me Bam, because that dude.
Yeah, there is no big 2. This is a big 1. You got to remember, Jimmy Butler's the guy that took the second stringers from the Timberwolves and guarded Cat and beat him down and then ran off to the media to tell him about it. That story comes up on my TikTok every day, and I listen to it every day. It's fucking fantastic that he did that. I like Jimmy Butler before that. I like Jimmy Butler in his Chicago days. Man, but when he did that, that was S. That's what put him S tier and almost in any starting 5 lineup I'll ever assemble. After that, dude, he was on every 2K. Well, he's always been on every 2K roster I ever build. But man, Jimmy buckets. All right, Barrett. Celtics or Heat? Who you going?
Celtics.
Seth?
Celtics in 5.
Come on, Jimmy, but Celtics in 6. I don't want to be wrong, so Celtics in 6.
Fair enough.
But all right, that's all we got tonight. Be back next week to see how these games are shaping up. Maybe some more NBA Draft Lottery stuff. Maybe some NFL news will start happening. There are a lot of next week, I'll make a list of all the free agents still available. There's a shit ton.
Well, we can't do anything until after June 1st now. Okay.
Oh, God. Really want to wait till June to do that?
Got to have that cap space to sign those free agents that you're going to list.
That's only 2 more weeks. We can. Okay, so June 7th is when we'll do. No, because a lot of guys will probably be signed by then. What? We need to do it June 31st, the day before the 1st.
June?
Yeah, or May 31st, sorry.
Okay.
May 31st, free agent list coming out. Predictions on where they're going to go. Count on it. Next week, probably we'll fill up with basketball stuff. Oh, Barrett will be in D.C., huh?
I'll get on the phone.
All right, boys.
Live from the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, that'd be dope. That would be dope. All right, boys. We'll catch you on the next one, huh?
Deuce.
Peace out.
See you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Taking On Sports Podcast. As always, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. Catch the videos on YouTube and Facebook. And then we'll catch you next week for a little bit of more Taking On Sports.